Hello, Form 6. Back at it again with another weekly math review. All right. So, question. Based on what you see on the screen right now, what do you think we're going to talk about today? Let's see. Chloe, what do you think we're going to talk about today based on what you see on the screen? Decimals, yes. Fractions, yes. All right. So, we are going to be talking about how to convert fractions into decimals, all right? And also how to convert decimals into fractions, all right? So quick review on decimals, right? Before the decimal point, these are whole numbers. After the decimal point, these are the decimal numbers. This is tenths place, hundredths place, and thousandths place, all right? Any number behind a decimal point is always going to be less than a whole, all right? Same as a fraction. That's why it says here that, did you know we're related? Because fractions and decimals are both less than a whole, all right? See here, there's a fraction, 53 over 100. That equals the same thing as 0 and 53 hundredths, all right? Because the 53 is in the hundredths place because it's out of 100. All right. Look at these examples here. All right. 0 and 35 hundredths. 35 over 100. All right. So whatever is the last value in the number, right, that's what you put the number over. All right. So we're going to do some more work with decimals and fractions today. All right. Let's go to our problems of the day. All right. So first thing you do when you have a problem is you do cubes. All right. Where are our numbers, Stephen? Yes, our numbers are here. All right. Shia, can you underline the question for us? Yes. What is the sum of the fractions? Now, Shemaya, can you box the keyword? What's the keyword, Shemaya, in this problem? Yes, it is sum. Sum means that we're going to use what? Brianna, what does sum mean? We're going to use what operation? Addition. Excellent job, Brianna. All right, and now let's evaluate and solve. So, looking at this part here, this is a hundreds chart, right? So let's see how many are shaded in. All right, there's one, two, three, four. There's 4 tenths that's shading in. And how many ones? Two. So that's 4 tenths plus two ones. What number is that? 4 in the tenths place, 2 in the ones place. That is 42. All right. Remember, this is not a whole, so it has to be over how much? 100. Okay. Now let's look at this one. This one is just cut up in tenths. So how many tenths are shaded? One, two, three. 3 tenths. All right. What is the sum of the fractions? So remember, we cannot add fractions without the same denominator. So 3 tenths cannot be added to 42 hundredths, right? What we have to do is change this 3 tenths. All right. So 42 over 100, 3 tenths. All right. So if we were to chop this into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we turn this tens chart into a hundreds chart. So now we can change this into 100, right? And we could change this 3/10 into 30. See how we did that? We changed it because we cannot add with unlike denominators. So now we have 30 over 100 is equal to, who can add this for me? Caesar. 30 plus 42 is equal to 72. Excellent job, Caesar. Over 100. You keep the same denominator. So our answer would be D, 72 over 100. All right. So that's the fraction, 72 over 100. Now, what if I asked you to change that into a decimal? How do you change 72 over 100 to a decimal? I'm going to show you. All right. This is what you do. All right. You have to divide and see how much times 100 goes into 72. I know a lot of you are like, hey, 100 can't go into 72. But this is what you do now. Since we're dealing with decimal points, right? We put a decimal and we add 2 zeros because we're dealing with the hundreds place. So that's tens, that's hundreds. So that's why we add 2 zeros. We also put a decimal point. We have to line up the decimal point. Okay. Now we can solve this problem because now we could do 100 into 720. So how many times does 100 go into 720? Let's see, Aaron. Yes, it goes in 7 times. You put the 7 after the decimal point because we're dealing with decimals and they're less than a whole. All right, 0 always goes, if you're adding a number in the tens place, you always put a 0 in the front to show that it is not a whole number. So 700, right? 100 times 7 is 700. So we're going to subtract that. We get 20. And we bring down the 0. Now, how many times does 100 go into 200? Let's see, Alvarin. 2 times. Excellent job, Alvarin. All right. Do you have a remainder for this? No remainder. So you see how we turn this fraction into a decimal. So 72 over 100 is also equal to 0 and 72 hundredths. They're also equal. I hope you guys wrote this down in your notes. I'm going to do one more. Okay, let's go and do this one. Now, I added the hundreds charts here so you can see how 72.3 over 100 looks. So let's do cubes. Do a different color, green. So now, C in cubes. Let's do Ashlyn. So we have 73 over 100, right? U, underline the question. Caden. which decimal is equivalent to 73 over 100. Now let's do another one. Surgeon, box the keyword. What keyword is in this question? Yes, surgeon. Equivalent. Perfect. So we need to find a decimal that is equal to 73 over 100. All right. So first thing, let's do the 100 chart and then let's find the equivalent fraction. So 73 in a 100 chart, how did that look? You shaded how many tens? Clifton, how many tens should we shade in? 7 tens, right? Because there's a 7 in the tens place. So let's shade that in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can shade all that in. It's not going to be perfect, but you shade all that in. If you have a 100 chart, you could do this on your own as well. Okay, so this is 7 tens. Okay, now what's in the ones place? 3. So you shade in 3 ones. So this is what let me do a little bigger so you can see it. Yeah, that's better. Make it a little smaller. So that will be 73 over 100. Okay. $73 over 100. Now let's find out the decimal. So let's divide. See how much 100 goes into 73. Remember, you put the decimal point. You add 2 zeros because you're in the hundreds place, right? Whatever place value it is, that's how many zeros you add. So if it was just tens, I would just add 1 zero. But since it's hundreds, I add 2 zeros. If it was a thousandths place, you add 3 zeros. So now, 100 into 730. Let's see, William, 7 times, right? So put the decimal point, 0 before the decimal point, always. 7. So 700, we subtract. And then what do we get, Josiah? Yes, we get 30. So now, bring down the 0. How many times does 100 goes into 300? Carter? Yes, 3 times. So 300 subtract 300 is 0. So no remainder. So that is 0 and 73 hundredths. All right, you see how we found that out by using long division? All right, so this is how you can convert decimals into fractions or fractions into decimals. All right, we found the keyword, we solved. All right, so our answer will be A. All right, 0 and 73 hundredths. All right, remember, say it the right way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a lot of resources on the post. All right, so you can practice your work. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. All right, enjoy your Mother's Day to all the mothers. All right, and practice, practice, practice. All right, and comment in the post to show me your score. I want to see those hundreds. All right, have a great weekend. Bye.